everybody. Welcome back to The Greater You. So we just wrapped up that awesome series on romantic relationship traits. It was a 14-part series. Hopefully you dive into that. Remember, look through all of our other videos, like and subscribe to the channel. We hit all kinds of topics. The topics are across the whole wide variety of areas, the 7 areas of wellness in particular that we focus on: mental, emotional, physical health, social health, spiritual health, financial, all these different things. We look at all those areas and we have really good trainings in each one of them. And all these videos, they max out around 11, 12 minutes. So you can take them in bite-sized doses and get a good piece of help to help you with your own wellness journey. Today, we're going to turn to a model that we're going to touch on briefly. This model is a model we use in one-on-one coaching to help people really develop their sense of self, develop their sense of well-being, and develop their sense of purpose. So we're going to do a few videos on this. This is the first video in this series. Let's get our screen share going for today. Got a nice monochrome version of this just to kind of give you something to look at here. So this is our pillars model. And there, as you see here, there are 4 pillars, and then we got a foundation down here. This is a model that's been evolving over time as we have developed more content, done more homework, studied, and really leaned into the coaching model. This is a great way to conceptualize how to develop your sense of purpose and to really just make your life awesome overall. These 4 pillars are absolutely key to an individual person's well-being. So over this first video, we're going to talk about the foundation down here. And then over the next, we'll do brief videos on that, and then a brief set of videos on each one of these, and then talk about sense of purpose. So today we're talking about this bottom layer, this foundational of values, morals, and truth. So this is an interesting place to start. When a person is trying to figure themselves out and figure out, what do I do with myself? And who am I? And you start asking these really deep questions of purpose of life and purpose of my life. And, some of that stuff, we use this model a lot when people have kind of existential crisis going on in their life. If they're feeling kind of meaningless, if they're feeling lost, this is a really good model to help them kind of build this. Looks like some sort of Roman Parthenon or something, right? And we chose that motif because, those old ruins are still standing after thousands of years. So the idea is to build a really strong, solid structure of a sense of self so that you have a good place to move from to get some answers to some of those big questions that haunt us. All right. So the foundation to build upon is doing some searching of what are my values? What is my own personal moral compass? We have exercises like the 5 foci. If you look back in the videos, we've talked a little bit about that. Um, the focus building where you're understanding what's most important to you, but really knowing the fundamental, I would say 5 to 10 top values that really give you a sense of meaning. Like, what is most important to you? Is it honesty? Is it integrity? Is it hard work? Is it athleticism? Is it adventure? Is it human connection? Is it family? Is it love? It's a huge list that you can kind of draw from, right? To develop your own value code. But knowing your top 5 to 10 values really gives you a foundation to build all of this other stuff on. So what we recommend that you do is that your first exercise, your first call to action today is take some time and map out what are the values or principles that you really lean on as part of a definition of what is most important to you in your life. Is it honesty? Is it truth seeking? Is it meaning seeking? Is it obtaining knowledge? Is it helping others? What are the values that drive you? What are the principles that govern your life? That's your foundation that you want to start building. From that values mapping, you can start to figure out what your own moral compass is. A person needs to have a sense of right and wrong in order to function successfully in society and to function successfully in life. If we feel like we've got this kind of moral ambiguity in our lives, the anything goes approach to life doesn't lead to happiness, and certainly can lead a person into a lack of sense of purpose or a lack of sense of self even. So using your values to help you define your morals, to get your own kind of compass in place is really, helpful. So the value might be honesty. The moral is being a truthful person, right? Um, that's one way to kind of look at that. The other piece we have down there is truth. So, I do not love the idea of subjective truth. Uh, we could have a huge hours and hours long discussion and debate, and people can say truth is subjective and this and that and the other. But I think when we're talking about truths, we're talking about the truths that you have uncovered, discovered by your life experience, informed by your own moral compass, informed by your own experiences, informed by the values that you've been striving to live, the truths that you've figured out. Love is good. Being kind to your neighbor is a great truth that is just awesome, right? It's a good truth that doesn't have to be subjective. Seeking knowledge and helping others and sharing. There's principles that you really can lean and say, this is probably a true principle. Uh, you can use fact gaining, knowledge acquisition as part of your foundation too. If you're more into the scientific method, if you're more into the experiential method, if you're more into, the fact checking strategy of life, what are the facts that you've learned about health, about relationships, about well-being that you can lean on that help you build your foundation? So you could put that down there too. What are the truths you've discovered? What's your moral compass and code? What are the values and principles that you live by? Build that out first and foremost before you go into these pillars. We'll talk about those one at a time as we do future videos. The most important thing for you to do from this video today is to take some time and map out what truths you've uncovered in life thus far. What facts that really inform your lifestyle have you figured out so far? What is your moral compass? What gives you your true north? What are your values? What are the principles that are most important to you? So do some mapping on that. We recommend writing that stuff down, and then you can move on to our next video after that. If you don't feel like writing it down, at least think about it. And think about what are the top 5 principles that govern my life? Honesty, love, adventure, knowledge, acquisition of knowledge, helping others. Are those your top 5? Map them out, and then let's take the next step next time we meet. So thank you so much for your time today. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. Next time when we talk, we'll be talking about accountability, that first pillar on the left. Thank you for your time.